Next on the track, the men's 5,000 meter final. This championship won by Said Awita in Rome rather bloodlessly. This is the lineup this time. Gary Staines, good class Rob Denmark, the emerging Briton Stefano May, a former European champion at 10,000 meters. Dieter Baumann, the Olympic silver medalist. Dionisio Castro, both Castro twins from Portugal in the lineup here. Yobes Ondiki, fastest in the world this year, wearing number 717. And Brahim Boutayeb, right in form, the Moroccan. There's Khalid Skar, twice the world cross-country champion, bronze medalist in the 10,000 meters. But he says he's feeling pretty tired, and it might affect his chances. This is Yobes Ondiki, wonderful run in Zurich. Fourth fastest all time he is. The tactics here might be very interesting indeed. Ondiki is not renowned for a kick finish. This is Brahim Boutayeb, the Olympic 10,000 meter champion. He's 24. He's concentrating on this event here. I think he has a big chance. But that is not exactly a rash prediction. So they're off on their 12.5 lap adventure, and they'll be glad to know that the suffocating heat earlier in the day has just eased a little. It's just starting to cool down a little bit now, because the sunset is only something like 80 minutes away now in Tokyo, and that's good news for the 5,000 meter boys, because if they'd run this morning when the marathon runners had to, it would have been terrible for them. Interesting developments in the 5,000 meters in the early stages, as we just checked the personal best of the year. Ondiki, the world leader, Skar fast this year, and Kinutia too. Boutayeb 13.10. Those will count for little here. And it's Ondiki who's gone to the front in the first 600 meters of the race. And Ondiki now, fed up with the dawdling early pace of the first lap, has decided that he is going to take this and make it a fast one and challenge the others to go with his pace. And I think those are exactly the right tactics for Ondiki, because he doesn't have a murderous kick finish on the last leg. Right behind him though is Khalid Skar, the Moroccan, who has 7 minute 35 3,000 meter speed. That could be important. Brahim Boutayeb is still nicely in touch as well in third place, and Fita Baissa, world junior champion, fourth.
Well, the first lap was 67 seconds, the second was 59.9, and Ondiki didn't actually take up the running until a little way into it, so this is a very decisive burst. He's caught several people napping. One of the ones he didn't catch was Khalid Skar, and there's a lot of people who've got to steadily work their way up to the front if they're not going to lose any chance of a medal.
Yes, some of them were found wanting for tactical nous. It was not exactly, well, you didn't have to be Einstein to work out that Ondiki might try to do something like this, so there were a few who weren't in a very handy position to cover it. And it's Ondiki who leads. Skar has not been caught napping at all. He's there in second place. Baissa's gone third. Then Brahim Boutayeb, who was a very, very comfortable, ominously comfortable qualifier for the final. Dieter Baumann, the German, who, if he's around in a finish, is bound to be dangerous. He ran a 55 seconds last lap to take the Olympic silver and has very good 1,500 meter speed. Then the two Castro twins.
Well, the next lap is again quick. He's maintaining a tremendous pace, 60.5. That's well inside world record pace apart from that first lap. And Baumann's the only one of the Europeans to have really gone with him. Gary Staines, though, interestingly, the European silver medalist, he certainly was caught, but he's gradually working his way back. He's in 8th place and he's determined to latch onto the leading group. He's look as if he's going to do it. Yobes Ondiki setting a blazing pace. He's opened up 10 meters. And the rest of them are saying, well, I don't know if we can go with this, particularly Khalid Skar, who's going backwards. He's being passed. Two men already past him.
I think Skar is tired from that 10,000 meter campaign and may be reflecting it wasn't such a smart idea to do the double. Ondiki 1, Baissa 2. Brahim Boutayeb is in third place, making a forward move. And then 4th, 5th and 6th, it's Skar, Baumann, and number 875. That is Domingos Castro.
But this is an amazing pace set by Ondiki. Since he took over, he did a 59.9, a 60.5 and a 60.6. This is 4-minute miling within the first mile, or just over that, of a 5,000 metre race. Now, we have seen Ondiki set out at such blazing pace before and pay for it. I remember a number of occasions on the Grand Prix circuit last year. But he's certainly opening up a big lead, and this is a brave run indeed.
So Ondiki, a brave and committed front-running performance from him, and he has 8.5 laps still to travel. Ondiki is extending his lead, if anything, now, and he seems to be away. And Brahim Boutayeb, who's in second place, if he wants that gold, he's going to have to start putting in some fast laps to try and haul Ondiki back. But this is some pace that Ondiki's taken it. The chasing group led by Brahim Boutayeb, Fita Baissa, Ethiopia, green and red. He's the man in third there. In fourth, Dieter Baumann, Germany. Fifth is Domingos Castro of Portugal, and Khalid Skar is losing touch and will not be winning a medal here.
Yeah, that's quite right. Well, the question is solely now, can Ondiki maintain this pace, or will he pay the penalty for running 4 laps in 4 minutes 2 seconds?
Ondiki's front-running virtuoso show in the 5,000 metres goes on. He's something like 35-40 metres clear of Baissa of Ethiopia and Brahim Boutayeb of Morocco, who are running together. Are they settling for a race for the silver medal mentally? 5.5 laps to go for Ondiki. Baissa and then Boutayeb together, then another gap of about 25 metres back to Baumann, who's running with Domingos Castro. The rest of them are out of the medal hunt already.
Ondiki slowed slightly that lap, a 63-second lap, but that's still very, very fast. He could be on world record schedule. I'm not sure that's what bothers him at the moment. What bothers him is to get the gold medal, and he's got something like 50 metres as he takes the 3,000 metre point in 7:46.08.
Which would be a very respectable 3,000 metre time in its own right, never mind within the context of a championship 5,000 metres. Ondiki blazing the trail up front. This has been a very commanding show from him. What he's done here is repeat his run of Zurich and says, this is how fast I'm going to take it. Anybody want to come with me? Anybody fancy it? Answer, no so far. And I think really he's so far clear now that it would take a fairly dramatic collapse for Baissa and Boutayeb to get back anywhere near him.
Well, Ondiki is still going at a tremendous lick. 63.6, that's his slowest lap apart from the first one, but it was that decisive burst early on. Just repeat, 59.9 second lap, then 60.5, 60.6, 61.5 and 61.9 before settling into this 63-second pace.
So we pick up Yobes Ondiki setting this breathtaking pace in the men's 5,000 metre final. The Kenyan is something like 45-50 metres clear now of Fita Baissa, the teenage Ethiopian, running there with Brahim Boutayeb. This is the man in fourth, Dieter Baumann of Germany, and with him Domingos Castro of Portugal. And Khalid Skar is beaten at this point. Olmala there with Gary Staines, but really now they're running for the minor placings, because in this heat of Tokyo, this somewhat alien conditions for distance running, Ondiki has ignored all of that and has set the pace up front, but will he pay for that pace in the later stages? That's the only real question mark remaining concerning the gold medal.
He is slowing that last lap 64.85, and apart from the first lap of 67 seconds, it's much the slowest. Remember, he did a 59.9 second lap, and then a couple of 60s, a couple of 61s, and then 3 63s. But 64.85 is still very quick, and the gap is not narrowing. I'll take a clock with 3 laps to go on the margin that he's got over the second and third runners. Baissa of Ethiopia now coming up in second place with Boutayeb behind him, and let's just see what that margin is, and the margin is 8.4 seconds.
And that's a lot. Baumann and Domingos Castro. Domingos Castro going into fourth place there, ahead of Baumann, who's relegated to fifth, and then Olmala. And a whole bunch of them trailing there. Rob Denmark overtakes Gary Staines, his British teammate Kanutia, who'd had that big win in Rome. Nothing from him here at all. There were signs he was losing his form. And here is Yobes Ondiki. Ondiki, by the way, was the first man to beat Saïd Ouita in 10 years back in 1989. He's married to one of the top women marathon runners, Lisa Martin. And Ondiki laps Doug Padilla rather, the American, and Padilla rallies at that point, but he's now something like 405 meters behind Ondiki, who looks to be on his way here to the gold medal. He's slowing up, and Baissa is beginning to eat into his lead, but I think it's too late for the young Ethiopian, who's putting up quite a show himself here. He's got ahead of Brahim Boutayeb, who's clear in third place but looking tired. And here's Ondiki. When he comes around this time, he's going to get the bell. Well,
the gap is now down, but only by a second, 7.2 seconds. Ondiki slowing each lap, it's true, but he's got a huge lead, and surely even Baissa's sprint finish is not going to narrow this.
Ondiki here, there's no doubt about it, is going to break the championship record, which stands at 13 minutes 22.68 seconds. The bell this time for Kenya's Yobes Ondiki, the 30-year-old who's adept at the 3,000 meters as well, very consistent around the Grand Prix. Baissa in second place and Boutayeb in third.
Well, the gap is down to 6.9 seconds, but I cannot believe that Ondiki will lose that amount on one lap, although there is no doubt that he is very, very tired, and he is slowing, and Baissa has narrowed the gap to, what, some 35 meters now, and is sprinting.
220 meters for Yobes Ondiki to last home. The line really couldn't come soon enough for him. Baissa now is within 30 meters, now about 25 meters, but I think that Ondiki's going to get there. He's on the crown of the top bend. Baissa's not eating into it anymore. He can see the tiring figure of Ondiki ahead of him. There's the gap. Yobes Ondiki of Kenya, the Kenyan champion, is coming home here to win the gold medal for Kenya and strike yet another win for them. That's what's been a marvellous championship in the men's track events. Ondiki gold, Fita Baissa, only 18, gets the silver for Ethiopia. An African 1-2-3 because Brahim Boutayeb of Morocco takes the bronze medal. Baumann of Germany is fourth, Domingos Castro of Portugal is sixth, Khalid Skar is seventh, Omala is eighth, Dioniso Castro is ninth, and Rob Denmark of Britain is 10th. 13 minutes 14.46 is easily a new championship record for the gold medalist in the 5,000 meters, Yobes Ondiki of Kenya.
This was brilliant tactics by Yobes Ondiki. The pace looked slow, so he decided, rather like John Ngugi, his teammate, had done in the Olympic Games, that he'd have none of that, and he started to run a 4-minute mile for all the laps 2 to 5. He succeeded in doing just that, and it paid off. He's so tired he can hardly stay on his feet, and he was very, very tired at the end. He slowed off, but he did what he had to do. He burnt off the field. No one was brave enough to go with him. As Doug Padilla sprints in last place for the USA. So I think this is a really well-deserved gold medal for Yobes Ondiki. Hard won, and greatly deserved, with that tactical genius to go hard and early and burn off the whole field, including Khalid Skar, the one man who did try to go with him.
Yobes Ondiki coming home here then, just watching the replay of it, to win a fourth gold on the track here for Kenya. They've won the 800, 10,000 steeplechase and now the 5,000. And there's the result of the 5,000 meters confirmed. Championship record and gold medal for Ondiki, Baissa silver, Boutayeb bronze.
A splendid personal best there for the young Ethiopian too, in second place, the second best ever by a world junior.